Once upon a time, there was a farmer who made a living only by setting up woven fish traps and selling fish. He had two sons. His older son is 13 years old, while his younger son is 11 years old. After his wife died, he has lived with his sons and still has earned money only by setting up woven fish traps. Whenever he went to the forest to collect vines and rattans to make a woven fish trap, he always brought his older son along with him and left the younger one at home. One day, as always, seeing his father go to the forest to pluck vines for making woven fish traps, the younger son was very curious about how his father made the fish trap because he has never seen it before.
Father, I'm scared of staying home alone. Please bring me along with you.
Well, son, if you're scared to stay alone, then come with me.
When he arrived at the forest, the father tried to collect vines and split them into small parts whose sizes were good enough to make the fish trap. Then, he used those materials to make a fish trap. The older son, who always accompanied his father to the forest every day, never knew how his father made those fish traps because he has never paid attention to that, and what he saw was only that fishes were caught in the trap. On the other hand, the younger son, who has just accompanied his father on that day, has thoroughly observed his father making fish traps from when his father held the knife to cut vines until the fish trap was completely made and used to catch fish. He even observed how fishes were caught and were brought to cook. One day, the father forgot to bring a lighter with him, which he couldn't make a fire to grill fishes. So he went to cut 2 pieces of dried bamboos and rubbed them together until they were hot, which could make fire. Then he grilled the fish for his 2 sons to eat. Later on, his father was seriously ill and died and left his 2 sons orphaned.
Father, please don't leave us. Without you, who can we depend on?
Our father has left us, brother.
These 2 kids kept living with the rest of properties that the father had left, but those properties were soon used up.
Brother, before we had father to take care of us, I never suffered any difficulties, but now our father passed away. What's more, we aren't fully grown up to make a living by ourselves. If we go to work as a coolie, I'm afraid people won't accept us because we're still young. Moreover, we're orphaned now. People won't want to let us stay with them because they don't trust us. So what do you think?
Should we go to beg or what?
I won't beg. It's so shameful. I would rather die. Brother, our rice was adequate for today only. Tomorrow, we will have no rice to cook.
Should we go to beg or what?
We are able-bodied, and we can think and behave like others too.
Why did you say like this? Well, we are actually able-bodied, and we can think and behave like others as well. But we are still young, and we can't handle manual labor like carrying goods, digging, or so on.
Oh, brother, you see, birds can't also do those kinds of jobs too. But how can it survive and even be able to raise its babies? And its babies too. When they grow up, they will do the same as their mother. And you, why don't you think about our father's job too?
My little brother, to tell you the truth, when our father were alive, he only made a living by setting up woven fish trap. But I don't know how our father made those fish traps and how he used them. What I only remembered is that the fish were already cooked. What's more, I didn't remember what materials he had used and what the fish trap looked like. What can I do since I don't know everything? I just think that being a coolie or a beggar is quite easy for us. It's fine. Just temporarily swallow our pride until we've grown up to earn money by ourselves.
No, brother. I will neither be a coolie or a beggar. It's shameful because our family has never begged. You see, even if there's a kind of person willing to give alms to us, when he gives good to us by their hands, we use our hands to accept it. We and he are the same, that have hands, legs and mouth. But why his hands aren't used to salute? Why his mouth isn't used to beg? Why are our hands, legs and mouth more useless than others? So please rethink about whether what I said is right or wrong.
Well, then do you remember our father's job?
Yes, I do. Don't worry. I remembered everything. Don't think about begging again. It's humiliating. At least our father has a large knife for us. We don't have to be concerned. It's just about making a living.
Well, if you said like this, then let's think about our father's job.
The younger son, who was a clever kid, started to find rattans to make a fish trap and successfully used it to catch the fish. These two kept catching fish like this every day, and they had caught a lot of fish.
My father could only make traps to catch fish. He couldn't catch any other creatures. This means his intelligence was limited. Therefore, I should find a way to make a trap to catch wild animals like wild boar, roe deer, deer, and so on.
Brother, I think about setting up trap in the forest instead. Or maybe we can catch bigger animals like wild boar, roe deer, or deer, which have lots of flesh.
Well, as you wish. I will follow you everything.
These two kids went to the jungle where it was deserted.
Hey, little brother, I'm so thirsty. Where can we find water to drink?
When our father was still alive, he always dug where he had wet soil if we went to somewhere where there was no water. After he dug for a bit, the water came out of the ground. So, brother, let's try it.
How can I do it since I'm exhausted?
Well, then wait and continue walking a little bit more, or we may find water.
After walking for a while, they found a pond having clear water and full of lotus flowers. They took a bath, drank water, and plucked lotus fruits to eat as much as they wanted. Then they rested near that pond for a while. When they had enough energy, they continued walking and finally reached a jungle called Himalayan Jungle, where no one has ever reached there before. They saw many wild animals inhabiting there.
Brother, we should stop here, because this jungle seems to have many wild animals. We should build a blind small shelter on the tree to hide and rest and find some rattans to make a trap and hunt animals for our food.
After talking, the younger brother built a shelter for his older brother. Then he went to find rattans to make a trap. He set up fences around the jungle and left only one entrance, which was big enough for an animal to walk in. Suddenly, a wild boar, not frightened of anything, walked from the other side into the entrance the younger brother had set up. When it reached the place the trap had been set up, it was caught in the trap. The boar struggled to get out of the trap, but unfortunately, it couldn't. The trap tightened on the boar more and more tight, which it almost couldn't breathe. A while later, the boar was suffocated.
Yay! Yay!
These two kids were so happy when they saw a boar was killed in the trap like this. They released the boar from the trap and tended to grill it. But coincidentally, the lighter which had been put in the older brother's shirt pocket was out of wick, so they couldn't make a fire to grill the meat. The older brother had no idea what to do about that, while the younger brother had one, as he had clearly learned a strategy from his father when his father was still alive.
When our father was still alive, he would have cut bamboos to rub together to make a fire if he had nothing to start a fire in the forest. So you wait here, and I will go cut some dried bamboos to make a fire.
After talking, the younger brother went to cut some bamboos and successfully started a fire like what his father had done. Then they cooked the meat to eat. Those two kids have peacefully lived in the jungle for quite long. Their everyday life depended on only trapping wild animals. One night, the younger brother had a desire to eat elephant meat, as he had seen a large elephant walking near their shelter.
Brother, I want to eat elephant meat because there's a large elephant walking near our shelter every night. I think of setting up a trap to catch it.
Don't do it. That elephant is huge that you can't trap it. However, if it is really trapped, it will be angry and move violently to free itself. When it's angry, it will destroy our shelter. Moreover, it will kill us and eat us its food.
Don't worry, brother. You don't have to care about it. I will make a trap to catch the elephant.
After talking, the younger brother went to collect big and strong rattans to make a trap and set it at where the elephant would go. The elephant, which always came every night without any fear, as it thought that this jungle was up to it and it's the biggest animal here, walked toward the place the younger brother had set up a trap. When reaching there, the elephant was tightly caught in the trap. No matter how hard it tried to move and struggle, it couldn't free from it. No sooner the elephant was suffocated. Seeing the elephant died, those two kids started a large fire to roast the elephant. At that moment, the delicious odor of elephant meat spread and reached the kingdom of the giant king, who have power over other giants.
What is this odor? Why does it smell so delicious? Who is roasting the meat? Where is it? I think I should find it out, or maybe I can fill up my stomach, because the meat smells so delicious. The meat may be a lot, that's why the odor could reach here. I should go to threaten the cook for all the meat in order not to let the cook have it.
After thinking, the giant king flied high to the sky and looked for it everywhere. Seeing the smoke from the jungle, the giant king flies toward there.
Today is such a fortune that I will get both meat and the owner for food. But should I eat the meat first or kids first? If I eat elephant meat first, those kids might be frightened and run away from me. If I eat those kids first, I won't have something as my dessert after the meal. Well, to have a fresh meal, I will eat the elephant first and keep those kids to eat later as a dessert instead. Hey, little kids, where are you from? Get away from there.
The older brother was scared stiff because he could clearly recognize the giant from what old people had told him, that giant has a huge body and 2 fangs for eating humans. But he could hardly open his mouth to tell his little brother about this.
Where is this human who has a huge body, big white teeth, red eyes, a rough skin, a body like a buffalo bulging sleeping in the mud, a hoarse voice, and dirty beard and moustache from? He might not be afraid of me, that's why he dared to threaten me like this. Well, you are aggressively insolent to eat my elephant.
Hey, little boys, what did you do to catch this elephant?
At that moment, the younger brother had a chance to respond to the giant.
What do you want to know? Just eat the meat. You don't need to know more about it.
You, little boy, tell me quickly or I'll eat you.
Well, this elephant was caught by my trap.
Yeah. How did you make your trap that could catch such an elephant? Are you lying? Or maybe the elephant died by itself, so you deceived me like this. Come on, tell me the truth. If you dare to lie to me, I'll eat you now.
I didn't lie. You can see it. My trap is over there.
Are you sure that that trap can catch the elephant?
Yes, if you want to know, then try it by yourself.
As looking down on that thin and light-woven trap that he could cut off with just a move, the giant king daringly advanced into the trap. When his body was completely in the trap, he was suddenly tightened so tightly, no matter how hard he moved, he couldn't get out of it.
Ah! Hey, young man, before I looked down on your trap that it couldn't beat my power, because of this derision, I was almost killed like this. Hence, please, have mercy on me. Please spare my life.
So you believe me now? Begging me? You ate all my elephant meat, and intended to eat me too. You are so insolent. I won't accept your begging. I have nothing to eat this evening, so I will eat your liver. Come down, brother. Let's find some bamboos to make a string. Then put this bad man's liver on it to grill.
The older brother shakenly came down from the shelter. When he came near his younger brother, he saw the giant bigger, so he became more frightened.
Wait, brother. Don't shake like you're eager to eat his meat that much. Wait a little bit. Wait until it's fully cooked. Okay, shaking like this? What else do you want again? Don't shake that much. Eating raw meat is not only not delicious, but you will also have an upset stomach.
Oh my goodness, please have mercy on me like you're doing a charity. I'll give you a waving handkerchief as long as you spare my life, because I'm a giant king who controls over my fellow giants. If you let me die, my kingdom will be destroyed. Also, my wives and my children will have no one to depend on.
You said you will give a waving handkerchief to us. So if we wave that handkerchief, what will it benefit us?
As what you want. Just wave it. What you want will come true. However, if you want it to disappear, just wave and say go back. It will soon disappear as you wish.
Are you sure you will give that handkerchief to us?
Yes.
What if you lie to me? If you deceive me? What should we do? I don't trust you because you're a king. In case you are released, you'll gather your soldiers to fight against us, won't you? Brother, bring me a knife to slice off his meat. We can grill it and eat some to satisfy our hunger first.
Oh my goodness, please spare my life. I can also give you all my thrones and soldiers. I just want you to spare my life, my wife's life, and my children's life. Moreover, I will stay as a guard to protect you.
Well, if you keep speaking the truth, I will forgive you. However, I don't know which country you're reigning over, so how can I take over your country?
Oh my goodness, as long as you release me, I will be your sign and indication until you reach my kingdom.
How can you be my indication?
I will break some twigs from the tree to throw along the way, so when you go there, you can follow those twigs.
Those two kids decided to release the giant from the trap. The giant who was set free thanked and showed respects to those kids and returned to his kingdom. He really broke some twigs to make signs along the way for those kids as what he had promised.
Hey guys, 2 kids who are humans will arrive here tomorrow to fight for my throne. If you guys see them, don't let them in, but don't torture them as well. Just ban them from entering, because they are strong. Even I, who have strong power and strength like this, was trapped and almost got killed by them. But you guys just try to ban them first. If you can't ban them, then let them in.
After telling all soldiers and guards of all 7 surrounding gateways, the giant king entered the temple and slept quietly and snored. Those 2 kids walked to the kingdom of the giant by following the twig. When arrived, they met a group of giant soldiers who had been waiting at the 7th surrounding gateway. The older brother was scared stiff and shaking when he saw a lot of giants like this.
Hey brother, don't shake like you're eager to attack him that much. Stop. Don't torture them. Stop. Stop. No. Hey brother, I almost can't control you. Well, don't shake like you're eager to attack them that much. They are intimidated now.
After hearing what the younger brother had said, those giant soldiers were frightened and opened the gateway to let them in easily. All soldiers of each gateway were afraid of them and let them enter all 7 gateways. When those 2 kids reached the temple of the giant king, they saw the giant was sleeping with a rumbling snore. Hearing the voice of the younger brother, the giant king awakened and looked at those kids. When he recognized the youngster, who was the owner of the trap, He immediately showed respect to those kids and told a servant to call on the chief of an army, all ministers, Brahmin, sages, writers, to enter the temple. Everybody showed respects to both of them, and no one dared to object anything.
Everybody, please show respect to these two people. You all have to respect and be fearful of them, like you had done to me, because I will hand over my throne to them to reign over. I just ask for my life to be set free, and you all will live under their control.
The giant king handed over his daughter to the new king. However, the younger brother didn't take over the throne by himself and let his older brother to reign over the kingdom instead, because he thought that his older brother had taken care of him. Both of them lived peacefully and happily in the giant kingdom since then ever. Think of every detail. Don't leave even a small gap.